Week 1 starting off with an absolute bang. We got Florida going to Utah. This is going to be an absolute movie. I cannot wait to watch this one. If you remember correctly, last year in the swamp, we all got introduced to Anthony Richardson, all figured out pretty quickly that he was going to be a special player. And Florida got the Billy Napier era started in epic fashion. So this year, you go to Utah. Florida now with Graham Mertz as their starting quarterback. What's going on with Utah, their starting quarterback position? We'll see. Let's break down some of the big factors when it comes to this game. Kind of take an early look at some of the things that are going to determine the outcome of this game. Now, we're going to give you our prediction live Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. So subscribe to this channel. Florida fans, had a lot of y'all join the party. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Come right back here Tuesday at that time. We're going to predict this game. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at JD Piquel to stay in the know and to stay up to date. Heck, even to find out when we are going live, because I'll post things on both those platforms when we're up and rolling. So appreciate you in advance for that. My big question for a lot of people going into this game, at the time of us recording this right now, Sunday morning, what's going on with Cam Rising? On the depth chart right now, Utah has him as a starting quarterback. But I was talking last night to Aaron Murray. We were doing their show, and I thought he brought up a really great point. Even if you have Cam Rising in the lineup, coming off a knee injury like that, what version of him are you getting in this kind of game? Because Cam Rising, as much as he does through the air, his legs have been a big part of their offense in recent history. So having him be limited there, you would imagine he's limited there as he's getting back into things like that, makes me a little bit nervous, someone from a Utah fan. And if there's no Cam Rising at all, let's just say for whatever reason Cam Rising isn't all the way back, it's a tough injury to come off of. If he's not able to go in this game, what do you have behind him? What does your offense look like? Because the hope in this game for Utah would be that they can put pressure on Florida's offense by scoring points offensively. Kind of a no-duh statement, but with Florida, a lot of questions about Graham Mertz and a lot of questions about what they're going to be at the skill position, a wide receiver. Like there's a lot of questions about, can they match us if we play how we're supposed to play from an offensive production standpoint if we have our quarterback. And that's the big if we have our quarterback. Because if Utah isn't able to look how they expect to look offensively, if you are playing a backup quarterback, and let's say Florida gets up, they kind of do-si-do you and they go up 13-0. It's the end of the first quarter. It's midway through the second quarter and it's 13-0. If you're Utah and you're struggling to score offensively, well, then the whole script flips on you. And then Florida, with how they want to run the football, they can dictate terms to you at your house if you're a Utah fan. And that's the next question I have for us. Can Florida run the football? Make no mistake now, they have quietly one of the best backfields in America. Everyone talks about Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, and they talk about Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, and like those two backfields are absolutely worth talking about. But for Florida, with Trevor Etienne and Montrell Johnson, those two dudes quietly had some of the best yards per carry in the country last year. The epitome of consistent. They're going to be a run-first football team. Graham Mertz, first time in the saddle for Florida, played a lot of football, but they want to control the line of scrimmage. They want to make Utah put numbers into the box. They want to make them say, if we're going to lose to Florida, it's going to be by Graham Mertz throwing the football. And Florida wants to say, you stack the box all you want to. We love our backfield. We're coming downhill at you. We got fresh legs in there. Let's get after it. We like our horses. We're going to ride them. And so when it comes to the way that Florida wants to play this game, like I said, they want to be a run-first football team. That's true. But Florida wants to dictate the terms, dictate the tempo of this football game, meaning they want to extend drives. They want to keep that Utah defense out there for 9, 10 plays at a time, get points off the drive, ideally 7. If it's 3, so be it. But they want to wear them down, take time off the clock, and keep the ball in Florida's backfield's hands. Now, the only way they can do that is if they're able to have success up front, able to get what they want to get from a yards per carry standpoint. Get to 3rd and 3. Hand the ball to Trevor Etienne, puts his shoulder down, first down Gators, move the chains, keep the clock rolling. It's like if you're an MMA fighter and you're a really good wrestler, that's great you're a good wrestler, but you got to be able to get your guy to the ground first. Same thing with Florida. They want to control the tempo of this game. They want to play that style. They have to run the football effectively. They got the talent to do it. I'm just curious to see how they stack up against this Utah defense. So that's enormously important for the tempo of this game, and for Florida, sustaining drives is the key verbiage there. So those two backs now, like I said, don't really get a ton of buzz nationally for whatever reason. We'll talk about them. Two of the best backs in the country, in my humble opinion, especially paired together. They make that backfield dangerous. Now for Florida and for Utah, the defense at least, this is potentially the biggest variable of the game. Remember the impact that AR had on this one? Graham Mertz, in my mind, doesn't need to have an Anthony Richardson kind of game where we look back and say, man, he was just him that day, and that's why they won. For Graham Mertz, I have two questions that I need answers of one of them to be a yes to. Can you either, one, hit the open shot when the Utah defense gets tired of tackling Montrell Johnson, they get tired of rallying up and tackling Trevor Etienne, they put 8 in the box, can you hit Ricky Pearsall downfield? Can you stand in there, take a shot, and get the ball out to Eugene Wilson, let him pick up a first down? Can you be that guy for us when we get the numbers, when we get the matchup? Can you make the open shot? If yes, great. Good things are going to happen for Florida offensively. Now, the other question, if that's a no to that question, can I get a yes to this question? Can you lighten up the box? Can you make Utah play honest defensively by having success by throwing the football early? Because for Utah, if they don't have to honor the pass, they won't. I told you about this running back room. That's going to be the first priority for Utah. And so if they don't have to worry about getting beat over the top, they don't have to worry about Graham Mertz being an issue for them through the air, hey, we're just going to worry about the running back room then, and we'll play that way. We won't have to play you honest. But if Graham Mertz can get some success early on, maybe they hit a deep shot, let's say midway through the first quarter, as a safety at Utah, as a linebacker at Utah, you're rethinking, okay, now we have to really worry about this pass game. And some of that's going to be on the receiving room too. Ricky Pearsall, gotten a lot of buzz for a reason. Quietly one of the better receivers nationally, in my humble opinion, based on what he's done for that team. They're gonna need him to separate. Graham Mertz is going to need him to separate. So watch that in this one. I'm telling you, man, if Graham Mertz is able to win this game on the road at Utah, it'd be great for this Florida team. We're going to talk about the defense, I'm sure, when we get to the preview for this one, the Gator defense that is, and the depth they have there and what they're going to do, all that. But for Graham Mertz, think about how we would talk about him if they beat the back-to-back Pac-12 champs at their crib. Graham Mertz played a lot of football, a lot of criticism from his time at Wisconsin. It was up, it was down. It is what it is. Fresh start now for him in Gainesville. If they go beat them, I think Graham Mertz has a totally new swagger about himself externally, and then I think internally too, it just proves, yeah, I am that guy that I was recruited to be out of high school. Yeah, all the talk about what I was at Wisconsin and what we weren't able to do there and the offensive struggles and whatnot, like, how do you like me now? How do you like me now? And so if you're a Florida fan, you would love that for Graham Mertz. That'd be the way that you would like this thing to go when you're waking up on Friday morning talking about how this game went. But when it comes to our prediction for this game, man, when it comes to Tuesday, I have no idea who I'm picking. I mean, truly haven't the slightest idea. Hope we get more intel on what Cam Rice is going to be in this game or if he's even in this game. We'll see, man. But college football is back. Thursday, this game will be phenomenal. I can't wait to watch. Again, appreciate y'all being subscribed to the channel. Talking college football every single day, live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on this very platform. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.